Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Guys episode on my channel where we're doing a August current household video, and I want to mention this it's September, this is September's current household. I do want to mention it very clearly is that if you guys don't know this family, I've been playing this family for 3 years. It's my Hatfield family. Now, it's not going to say Hatfield in here, it's the Mittens, but they're part of the Hatfield legacy. We're going to go through a very quick little timeline thing, and then we're going to jump straight into the actual video, because honestly, like, there's so much to catch you up on. Last month in July, or in August, my August current household, we started out with a sim named Ellie, and this is Ellie's life and what she's been up to for her young adult age, basically. So let's very quickly go down to Ellie. So you're like, hold on, wait, we live here? Yes. So the last time you saw us, we did live in oh my gosh. We lived in San Myshuno at an apartment complex. I loved that apartment. It's still there in San Myshuno, but we had to move. Duh. And also, fun facts, her aspiration in life was to marry an alien and have an alien baby, because I didn't have aliens in my generation. I had vampires. I had 4 vampires in my generation. I'll have witches here relatively soon, and we also have mermaids. And so I wanted to start with aliens because I've never really played with aliens or sick summon, so I was like, what's the way to do it? And so that's what I did for like 3 days, is I did nothing, like, seriously, like, Ellie clapped back, okay? It's a great time. So, also, I want to mention that this is my own personal game. I actually moved it into a separate whole file, so this is just like the Sims 4 current household file. My game runs so much smoother this way. Just to give you a heads up, if that's something you're interested in doing, I could make a whole video on it. Also, I could recommend you guys over to Jen's video, since Urban Sims was the way who I learned this from. But for instance, I have Wicked Whims and Basemental and some other mods I probably wouldn't play with on my normal daily basis, as they are a little bit too extreme for YouTube content. Now, with Wicked Whims, you're going to see some things here and there. We're going to talk about some things. And with Wicked Whims in particular, we do have, I do have the streamer mod version of Wicked Whims, which simply just means it's PG compared to the other. You can still do all the fun animations and fun things, but they're completely censored. When they go to the bathroom, they're censored. When they take a shower, they're censored. And that's simply just in case I do want to play with it in any other part of my life, in case I want to stream this one day on, like, a Saturday or something like that with you guys. I can, and I don't have to worry about that. It's a streamer censored, and I highly recommend it if you don't want any of the nasty stuff, but you want the whole system of Wicked Whims, because Wicked Whims is so freaking cool. It's not even funny how cool it is. I also finally put Slice of Life back in my game, but you know. Either way, we're going to start with Ellie Mitten. Ellie is actually a Zest kid, so if you guys, here, before we go into anything in specific, we'll go to the family tree. Because everybody asks me about the family tree. It's a common question I get in the bottom of these videos, as these are some of the most popular videos, which is fine with me because I love making these videos. And it's really fun to just kind of play around with it. So if we go up here to Jackie, Jackie should descend us all the way down. And also at the top. So this is a very minute little scale to how big my actual family tree is. But if you are in The Sims, you do not have your full family tree. Like, I lost a kid, Jacob, because I killed off the Gallagher line, basically, because they were so ugly. I just couldn't do it anymore. And there's nothing wrong with ugly Sims. Like, play with them. They're beautiful. Every Sim is beautiful. But these ones were just annoying, and they had some very bad people there. We had murderers in that line. We had drug dealers. We had, like, kid snatchers. It was not a good line. And so I didn't want to play with them, so they died off. And when they died off, I mean, they actually literally just, like, got murdered off my timeline, which is fine. No problems there. But with that being said, we did start with good old Emma, and I have videos that detailing this in great detail. But, we have done several generations since being on YouTube with you guys. I think, yeah, Jamal was like our one that we started with at some point. We had Hayden. We went to Jamal at one point as well. Hayden's also in this line with Jamal, and we had several kids or whatever. And we are down here, so we track Jamal to Raylan. Raylan got married, had beautiful babies, and she also had Lucy. She had one beautiful baby. Lucy, oh my god, Emmeline is going to fall off the tree at some point because she doesn't have any children. I thought Emmeline did. Hold on, we'll have to look over there in a second. But Raylan, and then also following down Raylan, we have Lucy. Lucy also got married, and they also had kids. And I do have some pictures and stuff with Lucy, I think. But we had 3 kids, and they've all been married off now. So Stacy is married to Josie, and they moved to Saloni because I didn't have anybody over in Saloni, and so now we do. And then also like our main protagonist will live in Saloni, or we might do Witches next. I don't really know. We'll have to figure out what I want to do. Then Emmett married Natalia, and they have a child. They live in their old family home. It's a very big family home, so I was like, stay here. And then Ellie married Terry, and they also have a child, which we'll get into here in a second. I just want to go see if Emmeline over here is like gonna die out. Oh my god, Emmeline's gonna die out. How did I totally forget about Emmeline? I did though, because I told Annalise had somebody, Raylan had somebody. I'm pretty sure Shailene definitely had somebody, because their dad died, right? Yeah, he's over here, because, no, he's over here. Orange, Bailey, Moon, they died. And like, okay. Either way, it does get a little complicated though, and things like that. It does get a little complicated, and the fact that it does get, it gets interesting. So I highly recommend you go back and you watch those videos. They date back to like August of 2017 when I started playing with this family again. So I say 3 years. It's still been much longer than 3 years. It's been like 5 years. Or 4 years since I've been working on this. We're almost generation 10, by the way. I meant to count it out for you. Our child is 8. Yeah, we are 7. We're playing in 7. Our child is 8, and so we have 9 and 10. So we have witches, and then we have mermaids, or mermaids and witches, and then that will be the end. If I'm not mistaken, we might be 8. Are we 8? No, I think we're 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we are 7. We're working into 8, which I already have other people in 8. They're just not showing up because we're in a section of my family tree. Once again, like I said, if we go here and then we come back up to Jackie, then we click on like our founder up here, like it spews out on the sides here. And so all these people, like we're in this section of like Jamal because we went through Jackie, but we also have Hayden who had all this, which we played with Hayden, by the way. So we played through 1, 2, 3, 4 generations so far of Sims here on YouTube. So you got to see all those. We did play with Hayden, and they have kids and things, except for freaking Perla. I don't know who Perla is, but she's not continuing on. Then also, Lewis over here has some people over in Descendants. Ooh, crap. Dayton, who doesn't look like he's married to anybody, might need somebody very quick to continue on that lifespan. Maybe he adopted a teenager. Sure. Okay, so now moving into the actual characters, now that we're past all of that fun stuff, now we can talk about everything that's been happening. There's been so much happening, okay? So, Ellie here has accomplished a lot in her life. So she's a genius, she's a geek, she's romantic. She also is always welcome, and she's a speed reader. She's also a morning sim, which means they do skills better in the morning. This really helped out with like going to Six and different things like that. She's also a lover, and she's a sage. She's also a gym rat, which I didn't realize I grabbed. But a lover and a sage, they come with wicked whims. Some other things that come with wicked whims, which are pretty cool, which I'm not going to get into. Like, there's a better menstrual cycle, I think, in wicked whims than there is in the actual like slice of life, which I do have in my game as well. And then we come over here to Terry, which we'll get into. Terry's a very interesting sim. He is a music lover, a goofball, a perfectionist, a lover, an artist, and alluring. And then if we come over here to their daughter, Deborah, who was just born, she'll be aging up here relatively soon. She is an independent sim. She's adorable, by the way. We are in spring. I don't know the last time I updated you guys. Probably, I think we were in fall last time. Well, now we're in spring. And some other things to mention here is some skill stuff. She did max out her whole entire career before she turned into an adult. She was an astronaut. You have to have the astronaut to be able to build the thing that we're going to go to. So that was one thing that she did. Then also, skill-wise, she is very well versed into a whole bunch of different skills. But if we go from the top to the bottom, the top one is rocket science, which we'll show you. Then we have writing. She's currently in the mix of doing some like science fiction writing. So she has level 8 of writing. She's had handiness level 5, logic 4, cooking 3, fitness 2, naturalism, which is a wicked whims thing. And then we have mischief, video games, charisma, comedy, photography, and all that fun stuff are level 1s. Now, if we jump over to Terry here, Terry's not really as well versed as he seems he would be. Um, he wants to think he is, but he's really just not. I don't really play with Terry that very much. He's just here for fun. Honestly, it's just between me, my girl, and my daughter. So video games is like where his fun sit is. He's a cooking comedy, and he just has ones and everything. Do you realize that he is much more of a parent though? And which is true. And now we come over to Deborah. Deborah's maxed out the pie skill. It's actually a skill that I tend to cheat up. So like, did she? No one knows. I do, but you don't. And thinking, communications, movement, and imagination are all things she's going to be maxing out here relatively soon. So something else to talk about is you're like, why do we live at this place? Well, you can obviously tell that we probably live below it, maybe. But we go up. She visited this place like every single day before work to build this rocket. And she took this rocket to Sixum, where she met Terry. Now, Terry is an alien. I'll get there. Okay, and so the natural progression after Terry moved in with her was simply this. Oh, she also was a scientist there for a minute. Maybe it's a scientist career. No, I think she had to like level 4 of the astronaut career, maxed out the scientist career, and now we're moving into a different career. She's been a busy lady. Besides the point, either way. The apartment was too small. It was not fitting both of them, and Terry didn't seem like he really fit the place, which was fine. And so I quickly moved into the spot that we've been living at. Basically, we would come in here, we would eat here. There's like a few joints and stuff around where you can eat at. And this is in Del South Valley, and so I was like, okay, fine, we'll do here. And so I built this little house down below, which has been expanding basically. Now, neither of the lots I'm going to show you because we have 2 houses. Neither of the lots I can upload because this I did build, but the top part is not me at all. I could have built it, but I was lazy and I found one on the gallery. But with that being said, for this, we have a kitchen, we have a picture of our cute little girl, which we'll get to in a second. And so we have like a living room, and then over here is, oh yeah, new computers, by the way, super cool. They're gonna be my August CC haul, if that is something that you're interested in. But we have this over here. I need a painting. This didn't work out as well as I was hoping. We have her room, which will be much more expanded on and stuff in this house. Like I said, we have 2. Then we have a bathroom. And then over here is her photo studio. Because if you guys didn't know, she wanted a hobby, and her hobby is going to be doing the photography freelance career. They're work-at-home parents. They stay home. They do things. He and the little girl are her models, and it's just a fun time. But like 2 houses. What do you keep meaning by 2 houses? Well, if we go ahead and travel to Sixum, which is what we're going to do, and which I'll explain some other things about Terry, and we'll put Terry in his natural state. I'm going to leave, oh, okay, we should probably travel with Terry then, and we'll leave Ellie here. So, we're going to do that. We're just going to go by ourselves. Terry is a lonely sim. He was alone when I found him. Oh, hold on, we have a Wicked Whims thing. Joe. Oh, this is just the custom animations. Okay. So like I said, with Wicked Whims, I'm not Wicked Whims. With Terry, Terry was just a sim that we found randomly, and so I was very happy to find him. I wasn't very picky, by the way. I was like, oh yeah, totally. Hate that leap of faith. By the way, you have to be level 10 in science career to build this right here. 10 rocket science to be able to build the other, but 10 for this. So, and this is so much easier, especially if your sim's pregnant and you want to live in Sixum or anything like that. That's where I recommend. And it's up to you. But either way, Terry was like one of those sims that we came across, and I was like, okay, add household. I took them all, and we built a relationship through that way. I could have kept going back, but it seemed like a hassle. And also, I'm gonna try to get homeschooling a thing, because I know there's a mod or something I can find, and I'm going to try to homeschool our kids, because the plan is not to actually live in the world, but actually live in Sixum, and have them deteriorate outside of the world, maybe hate the Sixum because they just live there all their lives and things like that, but we'll get to the house in Sixum here in a second. And so yeah, but she fell in love with Sixum when she visited for the first ever time. The aliens were nice, and she, she's been welcomed into this community, this weird community, basically. And they headed off. They got married, and then they got pregnant and had the first child. I did a lot of research into alien babies since I was like a big part of this, is that I wanted an alien baby inside my tree. That's the important part here. Whole reason why I decided to go full into this dimension and this whole world. And it wasn't really hard. They had woohoo. I won't know until she's a child if she's a full alien or not, or if she's a half breed. I have a feeling she's gonna be a half breed because her mom is a non-alien sim, which will be something I'll look forward to. Whereas, like, for instance, like vampires seems to be more a dominant trait, whereas I don't know if aliens is a dominant trait in sims. So these are things I don't know that we're gonna find out here. Now, another question I get is because I tend to update you guys, and then I update you guys like 2 or 3 times in the family, then we move on to a next family. Are we moving on? We'll have to wait and see when witches come out, because I know it's gonna be a question. If we are moving on, are we gonna be moving on with? I had only planned on them having one child, and so I kind of want to move on when she's like a young adult, when they're on the verge of elders. So we'll probably play with this child up until the time she's a teenager, get her into a relationship, age her up, and I'm ready when I'm done with it, and then move on to the next person. I'm not entirely sure who's going to be our witch, but I do want to play with like a young adult witch, or our warlock is the plan, and we're going to move into the new world. I have a feeling we have much more fun doing that than I will like mermaids. So, ooh, shade towards Island living? You think so? Also, if you guys, let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see a day in the life with my Sims, with this like little, you know, section here with my Sims, because I'd be so down to play a day in my current household. Also, if you guys did not see my channel update video, which maybe actually you probably haven't because it's not up yet, I am planning on doing live streams every, like at the end of every week, on a Saturday. So that's something you guys are interested in, is seeing me play with my current household for 2 hours or so. Let me know in the comments down below as well, as those are both things I would love to do. Those days, like the last day of the week, you know, before, because I take Sundays off, on that Saturday, it's just us chilling. It's us having a good time at whatever time we find that works best for our community. And we'll figure that out over a few weeks, and then we'll have a planned time, and we'll be like, guys, it's live show time. And you guys will love it, and I'll love it, and it'll be a good time. I'm very, very excited for it, and I hope you guys are too. I'm me in so many different places. It's so crazy, but I'm excited, ultimately. Okay, it's taking forever to load. But yeah, so overall, my current household, I'm having so much fun. I didn't think I was going to. I honestly thought I was going to drop the whole idea and just not pursue this, but it is so freaking fun to do, and I'm having so, like, much fun, like I said, doing this and having, like, it's just, I don't know. I never really played with the aliens, and I didn't really play with the scientist career. She just kept going. I kept getting breakthroughs. By the way, a cheat for breakthroughs is getting the machine going in and doing the unlock, like, you know, gameplay stuff, and getting the machine that you use at work and using it. That's what I did. I went through and I did 12 breakthroughs, and then I realized you have to be level 10 of the career, and I just had her go to work over and over and over again, and eventually she just got king promotions, or like if I would get to the promotional task, I would promote her into the next career and have her go like a day and do the same thing over and over again for 10 times. It worked. It was fun. It's a little cheaty, but also I think overall I did what I wanted, and eventually I'll show you what that led to. Because I heard a lot of people talking about how they wanted to live in 6.7. 6.7 is a one-lot world, which I'll show you guys here in a second. And so a lot of people are like, why would you want to live there? There's really nothing there for you to do. And I completely agree with that. And the house that I chose, in which I changed it now 3 times, I'll change it again, is one of those houses that is like, you know, it doesn't really have a lot of things to do. 6.7 itself is a very small world. They have some pretty interesting collectibles, but I also wanted to live there, and this is the only way that I knew that we could live there, because they don't have to travel home to sleep. This is an open world, like this is even a lot. It's not residential or anything like that. It's a generic lot, and so yeah, I know that level 8 of the scientist career, you get the party thing, which we didn't do, or we did do. And so, like, that was kind of fun, and I did meet some aliens. I wish I would have known that, but I didn't know it until much later on. So it was a tad bit disappointing realizing it later, when it would have been really, really helpful to know it beforehand. Oh, guys, I really hope that it loads. Well, with that being said, I'll just see you guys when we get to the house. Okay, so we're at Sixum. This is the house. It's ultra modern. I really, really do like it. Sixum doesn't really have a letter system, by the way, if anybody was curious, if that's something you're interested in. It's pretty cloudy, like, every day. And I think we're going to be living here, like, a lot throughout the toddler years in case we cannot live here while she goes to school. Or, maybe she'll live by herself and she'll never see her parents because her parents are absolutely insane or just having alien babies. Who knows what the world will take us to. But I want to very quickly show him off into his normal attire. Before... Okay, we're going to remove his disguise. I really like his disguise. But his true alien self, by the way, is this. This is Terry in all of his might. He looks adorable, by the way, if anybody was, like, curious. That is Terry. You best believe he's coming for you. You know, he loves you. But I'll show you guys really quickly kind of what the house looks like. There's a pool down here, a little dance area, to kind of satisfy this, because it's like a party area, what it's supposed to be used for. But up here is we have, like, the kitchen, and it's quite modern, it's quite beautiful. To be honest, I really like it. And there is even a room up here for her to, like, you know, it's a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home, with, like, a small toddler bedroom. But there is a room up here for her to invest all of her time in, hopefully be able to do homeschooling, because the plan is to probably live in this house. I don't like traveling very much, if you guys don't know, in the actual game, so, like, it doesn't bother me if I'm in one lot the whole time, literally. But Sixum is just this. It's all this up here, then there's, like, over here a little bit, and then over here. But honestly, it's really the world that's beautiful, that makes you, like, fall in love with it. Because they do such an amazing job, especially, like, hold on, let's just zoom up real fast. I think that's the important part, is, like, zooming up in a way, because, like, you can just, like, really see some things, and it's just gorgeous. They did an amazing job for a beginner world, you know, a beginner alien world. But with that being said, we're gonna go back to Terry here, and yeah, that's my current household. A lot to update you guys on, but let me know in the comments down below any of those questions I had, because I'm very, very excited for the changes on this channel. I hope you guys are too. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up, turn a comment down below, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all next time for another beautiful, lovely video. Thank you.